It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground. When old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney down. It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus has got a toy for every good girl and good little boy. He's a great big bundle of joy when he's coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney down. He'll have a great big pack upon his back and lots of goodies for you and for me. So leave a peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season, so oop-de-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget to hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney, he'll have a great big pack upon his back and lots of goodies for you and for me. So leave a peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. Hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season, so hoop-de-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget to hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney down. Billy's Place, the vibe is light and breezy. Billy's Place, it's a virtual speakeasy. My home base with glad that you dropped by. Time to grab a libation from the shelf. Have whatever you want. You gotta make it yourself. Sit back, relax. I'll make your troubles fly. A musical trip, nothing complicated. And if you tip, well, that's appreciated. Good fellowship with no mask on our face. From apartment 5 across the park, I'm singing and swinging till it gets dark. Don't worry about finding a place to park, just park it at Billy's Place. Park it at Billy's Place. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to Billy's Place. It's another Thursday night, December 10th, episode 30. We've reached a new milestone, episode 30 of Billy's Place, and my second holiday show. Tonight's theme is Christmas Present. I'm so glad you're here to celebrate with me and to spend an hour and hear some music. I'll tell you a couple of stories. And just relax, pour yourself a glass of wine like I did, and let me sing for you tonight. I'm excited about the hour. So park it at Billy's Place. Taking you all the way back to the 60s. Christmas is sleigh bells. Christmas is sharing. Christmas is holly. Christmas is caring. Christmas is children who just can't go to sleep. Christmas is memories, the kind you always keep. Deck the halls and give a cheer for all the things that Christmas is each year. Christmas, Merry Christmas. when all your wishes come true. Christmas is carols to warm you in the snow. Christmas is bedtime when no one wants to go. All the world is tinsel bright. So glad to know that Christmas is tonight. Christmas, Merry Christmas, when all your wishes come true. Christmas, Merry Christmas, may all your wishes come true. Christmas is sleigh bells, Christmas is sharing, Christmas is holly, Christmas is caring, Christmas, Merry Christmas, may all your wishes come true. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to Billy's Place. I'm so glad that you're with me here tonight. Um, that song, Christmas Is, was written by Percy Faith, and it was recorded by the Percy Faith Orchestra and Chorus. And then Jack Jones had a recording of it. And it's a song that I used to hear a long time ago when I was growing up in Houston. There was a radio station called KQUE that played Great American Songbook, and but boy, I haven't heard it in years. And my friend Mark Ramsey down in Dallas, who watches us every week, requested it this week, and I was like, that's a great song. So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, I brought back all those great memories of listening to that song way back in the '70s. And it's cozy. It's one of those nice, cozy, snowy, wintry kind of songs. And of course, I opened the show with the holiday season written by the great Kay Thompson. That's a song that I've been doing for many, many years. And when Jim Caruso and Clea Blackhurst and I do our show every year at Birdland, our Swingin' Birdland Christmas, that's always our big opening number. We actually recorded the show last year, made a new recording. It's called Christmas at Birdland. And here it is, actually. It's such a fun recording. And we sang Holiday Season on the album, but guess who sings the Holiday Season on the album? Donny Osmond. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Donny Osmond is our special guest on that album, along with the great sax player Dave Koz. And so you want to make sure that you can pick this up. How, you may ask? Well, you can go to my website or the merchandise page, the Red Storefront page, because there's so much great merchandise. This album is available, and all the great Billy's Place merchandise, like the T-shirts and the mugs, and the what do I call the tumblers? I always forget that word, tumblers, and magnets and mouse pads. Does anybody use a mouse pad? I don't, but you may. And Christmas ornaments. Oh my God, hoodies and caps. I'm very fond of the hoodie and the cap. And cheese boards. I don't know how many. I can't imagine they're flying out the doors, but they are really, really handsome looking cheese. Can a cheese board be handsome looking? If it can, these are handsome looking cheese boards and wine tumblers. And just go for yourself and check it out. There's a lot of merchandise, and there's still 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks till Christmas. I have to tell you, when I was getting ready to do this show, first of all, it was a crazy week. I mean, I don't need to tell you about my crazy week because I know everyone's having a crazy week, having a crazy year. But I was getting ready for the show, and I just had this vision of like those old movies when they're showing the passage of time, and it's one of those old-fashioned calendars with the numbers in each day, and it's like they're just flying off the page, and that's what it feels like now. That's what it always feels like right around this time of year. I remember being a kid, and I'm sure you can relate. Um, Christmas couldn't come fast enough. And now that we're adults, it's like slow down, okay? It comes too fast and it's gone in a blink of an eye. And so, anyway, here we are, December 10th, 15 days till Christmas. And I also want to give a special loving shout out to all of my Jewish friends who are celebrating the first night of Hanukkah tonight. Um, Mazel tov and blessings to all of you. It's wonderful that we all celebrate something this time of year. So sending all my love to you as well. And what else do I have to say? Talked about the merchandise, right? I did that. So I think maybe it's time for me just to go along and sing, except that I do want to have a nice sip of my beautiful rosé wine. This is a lovely rosé that I just uncorked, and it's on the Isaac Mizrahi label. Now, our friend Isaac Mizrahi sells wine, and my great friend Joanne Tatham out in Los Angeles sent me a case of it a couple of weeks ago. And this is the first that I've tried the rosé. I just had some right before the show, and it's not bad, I got to tell you. So, anyway, cheers to all of you for being here. This is a song that I got a lot of requests for over the past week. This is a song written in 1988 by Alan and Marilyn Bergman, and the great composer Johnny Mandel, who sadly we lost this year. He wrote so many great songs: "The Shadow of Your Smile," "How Do You Keep the Music Playing," wonderful film scores, and they collaborated on this song that I first heard sung by Rosemary Clooney. Little quick story: Rosemary Clooney used to send out, instead of sending Christmas cards, she would send cassettes to all of her close friends, and every year it would be a different song that she had recorded just for her friends. And there would always be like a little, I mean, and fully orchestrated. I mean, not just something done in the basement. I mean, a big orchestra. And then there would be like a break in the middle. And what she would do is she would like put a personalized message in the middle of it, like 20 seconds or whatever. So I know a lot of people um, may have heard that story before, but I remember Liza Minnelli, my good friend, getting a recording of this song, and Rosie sings one chorus, and then the orchestra keeps playing, and she goes, "Dear Liza, I have known you since you were a baby." On and on and on. It was just great. It's the first time I ever heard this song. Since it's been done by a lot of different people, most notably Barbara Streisand, and most notably for me, Ann Hampton Callaway recorded this on a Cabaret Christmas, which we also did a duet on. So this is called A Christmas Love Song. All I want for Christmas is you. You're the gift that made my dreams all come true. All I want for Christmas is here. Finding every sweet surprise wrapped up in your eyes, waiting there for me underneath the tree. We'll spend the day exchanging kisses. Smile and say, what a Christmas this is. Long before the snowflakes appear. Without bells or mistletoe, or the tinsel silver glow, I just look at you and oh, Christmas is here. We'll spend the day exchanging kisses, smile and say, what a Christmas this is. Long before the snowflakes appear, without bells or mistletoe, or the tinsel silver glow, I just look at you and know Christmas is here. Talk about your warm and cozy and toasty songs. That's a gorgeous song written by the Bergmans. Hard to believe it was written in 1988. Um, it seems very contemporary and very fresh to me. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you never heard it before, I hope it becomes one of your favorite songs. Hey, how do you guys feel about the tie tonight? Um, this is a new acquisition, and I kind of debated about wearing it, but then I thought I'm feeling festive, and it's not a lot of times a year you can wear a tie like this. I'd like to know what you think about that. And also, if you're just joining us, I'd like to welcome you to Billy's Place. It says so right up there in the corner. That's where you are. I'm your host, Billy Stritch. And if you're having a good time, and if you're sitting at home, and if you're able to help out, first of all, I want you to enjoy the music. But if you're able to help out with a tip, that is so greatly appreciated all year long. You guys have been so generous, and it's really kept Doug and I going. There are a couple of ways you could do that. One is via Venmo, and that's Billy at Billy Stritch, and the other is PayPal, bstritch at yahoo.com. And if you don't like to use either one of those apps, and I understand, you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I'll send you an address, and you can send a check. So there's lots of ways you can contribute to the cause. Speaking of that, I did my first solo live show in months just 2 nights ago at Birdland. We kicked off a month long, well, 4 shows, 4 Tuesday nights, a series called Supper Club. We had a great audience, a socially distanced audience of 35 wonderfully enthusiastic people, and Birdland live streamed it as well. If you missed that, you could just scroll down on my Facebook page, and I've linked it, and you can see what we did. It was so great to be working with Steve Doyle and Daniel Glass, my great sidemen. It was really a wonderful night, and I'm going to be doing 3 more Tuesday nights. I'll tell you all about that later. But I wanted to thank the few of you who actually tipped after they watched that. Quite a few of you sent in some money because I wanted to share some of the love with Steve and Daniel. When you work for 35 people, although it's thrilling at this point to work for that many people, there is only a certain amount of money that you can actually bring in from that. So your tips helped greatly, and I greatly appreciate it. All right. as I've mentioned every week, about 2 months ago, I released a brand new CD on Club 44 Records called Billy's Place. And Doug will probably put a picture of it, but I'll hold this up as well. I'm so proud of it. It's an album that I recorded in Nashville back in August with just me at the piano and lots of great standards and an original song. And the Billy's Place theme is on it as well. And so every week I've been doing a song from the album. So this is not a Christmas song, but it is by Rodgers and Hart. And it'll link into the next song. So this is from the album Billy's Place. This is from a show Rodgers and Hart wrote in 1938 called The Boys from Syracuse. Falling in love with love is falling for make-believe. Falling in love with love is playing the fool. Caring too much, such a juvenile fancy. Learning to trust is just for children in school. I fell in love with love one night when the moon was full. I was unwise, with eyes unable to see. I fell in love with love everlasting. But love fell out with me. Falling for make-believe. Falling in love with love is playing the fool. Caring too much, such a juvenile fancy. Learning to trust is just for children in school. I fell in love with love one night when the moon was full. I was unwise, with eyes unable to see. I fell in love with love everlasting. But love fell out. Love fell out. Love fell out with me. Okay, so the last one was Rodgers and Hart. I'm getting back on track with holiday music. This song actually wasn't intended to be a holiday song, but it has become that over the last 50 years, and it was written by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, Doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Great Rodgers and Hammerstein song from The Sound of Music, of course. The wonderful. Doug just put up something for me, and this is really, really special. I want to drink a toast to two of my dearest, dearest friends who just got engaged yesterday. Clea Blackhurst, who I have loved and known for many years and I work with every year, and her beloved Andrea Prestinario. Clea asked Andrea to marry her yesterday. She texted. I got up yesterday morning, and the first thing I saw was a text with a picture of the ring and a text that said she said yes. And so, you gals, here's to you. Here's to many, many more wonderful years of happiness together. I couldn't be more thrilled, and I know everyone watching is joining me in sending all of our best wishes and congratulations to both of you. I couldn't love you more, and I'm just so thrilled for you. You're going to get married. Oh my God, it's exciting. Thrilling. How wonderful. Thanks for reminding me, Doug. That's great. Um, my favorite things, the one I just did, I did a great recording of that. Well, I thought it was great with my friend Christine Ebersole. We did it on an album called Sunday in New York. So I always kind of think of her when I sing that song. I want to sing a new song for you now. It's a song that has not, I don't know who's actually sung it, but my dear friend, who's such a talented songwriter, his name is Larry Kirchner, and he sent this to me about a week ago when he heard I was doing uh, the theme of Christmas Present. And this section of the show is kind of going to get into songs about actually what's kind of going on now. I didn't want to get too down with it, but obviously this Christmas is going to be quite different for a lot of people in that there's not going to be as much travel. There won't be big gatherings. A lot of families can't be together this year. And so Larry sent me this song, and he thought, quite rightfully, that it would be a good song for me to do tonight. He sent it to me. I looked at the lyrics. I wrote back. I said, absolutely, Larry, I'm going to do this song. It's such a sweet, sweet song. I hope I do justice to it, Larry. I know you're watching, and and I'm so happy you sent it to me. This is a new song called "Together at Christmas." together at Christmas. That's how it should be, with friends so dear and family near, gathered all around the tree, together at Christmas, together at last. Our hearts will sing and thoughts will ring of memories from the past. But time slips by so quickly, this we know for sure. Glad to be with those we love. Oh, to be young once more. We gather this Christmas, remembering when, but in our hearts we know someday we'll be together again. Our hearts will sing and thoughts will ring of memories from the past. But time slips by so quickly, this we know for sure. So glad to be with those we love. Oh, to be young once more. We gather this Christmas, remembering when, but in our hearts we know someday we'll be together again. Yes, in our hearts this Christmas we're all together again. Isn't that a sweet song? A lovely, lovely sentiment. Larry, thank you so much for sending it to me and letting me share it with all of my listeners and viewers tonight. It's really, really a beautiful thought. And in our hearts, we do know that we'll be together again next Christmas. Maybe not this Christmas, but next Christmas. And on that note, here we go. Okay, I'm going to take you down a little bit. I promise I won't leave you there. I'm going to bring you back up. But this is a song. This is a classic. It's from 1948. I didn't realize it was that old. It was recorded, big hit in 1957 by, by the King. But here's my humble little version of a Christmas classic about, being apart. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. won't mean the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on that green Christmas tree. They won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when that blue heartache starts hurting, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. Blue Christmas. I mean, no one topped Elvis Presley doing that song, but it sure is a good song. My friend Audra, Miss Blue, is watching tonight. She came to see me at Birdland on Tuesday night. It was so special to see her. I had so many of my good friends. Sonny Sessa was there, and my friend Zach Bissonette was there with his partner Ryan, and Jeff Wolper was there. And I'm going to leave people out. Ron Abel was there. Susie Mosier came. Julie Lynn Halston, who I adore. Jim Caruso was there. We had a nice group of people. And we're going to do it again about 3 more times. I'm going to tell you all about it at the end of the show. Also, oh, Doug, you've got some nice things going on in your family. Oh yeah, last week we talked about all my little nieces and nephews, and this week we're talking about Doug's. I love both of these ladies. Well, I knew them since they were little. Rachel Grislack, his gorgeous niece, Doug's niece. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I knew you when you were just little. Okay, that makes me feel old. And Doug's other niece, Jessica Major, her birthday is Saturday. They were born 2 days apart in the same year. So 24 years ago. So they're both turning 24. So 24. I did the math. He did the math for me. So happy birthday to both of you gorgeous young women. I wish you a wonderful holiday season, and I'm happy that you're watching tonight. And it's hard to believe. So I guess I've known them since they were 3 years old, 4 years old, something crazy like that. Because Doug and I just celebrated our 21st anniversary. Boy, time flies. Well, no, we met the families pretty soon, straight away. It's like I said, the calendars are flying off the page. The years are flying past. Were you going to show me something else there? Oh, that was it. Okay. I'm going to take another sip of the wine. Mm. Joanne, thanks for the wine. Isaac, thanks for the wine. Okay. So that had a little bit of a country vibe. And if you know me, you know I'm from Texas. So and the minute I say the word Texas, then I start to sound like I'm from Texas. I was born and raised in a little town called Sugarland, Texas. So I am certainly very acclimated and very connected with country music. It was really not my favorite music growing up, but I've really come to appreciate it. But this next song is from a Broadway show, a very country tinged Broadway show. But in the, I want to say it was the 80s, definitely the 80s, there was a big show played on Broadway. It's called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And it's about, I mean, you know the story. It's about Texas. It's about a one of those places in Texas. It's a delicious and such a great music by Carol Hall, fantastic. And what I remember so much about it was that because it was so Texas centric, back in the 80s, they in Houston, Texas, they took an old movie theater called the Tower Theater and they refurbished it and they turned it into a legitimate theatrical house. And a wonderful production of The Best Little Whorehouse came and played there 8 shows a week for probably 3 years. And I knew tons of people who were in the show. And it was all of a sudden, Houston was a big deal. We had a show, a Broadway show that was playing a long, long run, a sit down run in Texas. Those were the days, the 80s in Houston. Lots of money, lots of oil. Dallas, I mean, it was a scene. It was great, and I had a vocal group then that I started in 1981 called Montgomery Mays and Stritch. It was Sharon Montgomery uh, and Sally Mays, two women who came into my life when I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and have never left. Thankfully, have never left, even though I've tried to get them to leave. I'm kidding, Sally, Sharon, if you're watching. I adore, there's nothing like old friends. And we had a vocal group together for a couple of years. And then Sally went on and came to New York and did Broadway and conquered a lot of things she wanted to do. And we went on with a girl named Rebecca Plant. But I remember doing this song I'm about to do for you now with Montgomery, Mays, and Stritch in 1981, 1982, 1983. Best Little Whorehouse was playing. It was a big deal, and we would always do this in our cabaret show. And it's, got a kind of a Christmas theme. The first lyric, I mean, it's more of a female lyric, but I'm just going to sing it straight because it's such a great song written by Carol Hall. It's called Hard Candy Christmas. Hey, maybe I'll dye my hair. Maybe I'll move somewhere. Maybe I'll get a car. Maybe I'll drive so far that I'll lose track. Me, I'll bounce right back. Maybe I'll sleep real late. Maybe I'll lose some weight. Maybe I'll clear my junk. Maybe I'll just get drunk on apple wine. Me, I'll be just fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow. Still, I can't let sorrow bring me way down. Hey, maybe I'll learn to sew. Maybe I'll just lie low. Maybe I'll hit the bars. Maybe I'll count the stars until the dawn. Me, I will go on. Maybe I'll settle down. Maybe I'll just leave town. Maybe I'll have some fun. Maybe I'll meet someone and make him mine. me, I'll be just fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow. Still, I won't let sorrow bring me way down. I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow. Still, I won't let sorrow bring me way down. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Hard Candy Christmas. That's kind of what this Christmas feels like, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Oh, it's on this album that, oh my, oh, that's fantastic. My dear friend Deb DiMartino, who supports me and so many wonderful singers who do it with Ann Hampton Calloway and Jessica Molaski and John Pizzarelli. I mean, she's watching and she's supporting all of us. And she sent us this lovely gift that we got. It's Liz Calloway's new CD called Comfort and Joy. And Doug just held it up. Hard Candy Christmas is from the CD. Aren't you clever to point that out for us? Um, Fantastic. Um, there's so much great Christmas music out there. I love Hard Candy Christmas. I love that whole musical. I loved Carol Hall. She was just a delightful Texas lady who was such a talented songwriter. I didn't get to know her very well, but I know people like Alex Rybeck and Sally Mays, and a lot of you were very, very close to Carol. And she passed a couple of years ago, and she is very, very missed. So that movie, that play was turned into a movie, obviously with Dolly Parton, which is going to lead me into the next thing. Can we just talk about how fabulous Dolly Parton is? If you're not a fan of Dolly Parton, I don't want to talk to you. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I mean, you may not be a fan of Dolly's music, but here's the deal. Um, you have to be a fan of Dolly's heart and her philanthropy. She has been doing such good work. She always has. She's done such great work for literacy with little kids. And up to this point, she has donated 150 million books to kids who otherwise would not have access to books. And she did that. Um, she was inspired to do that by her father, who I suspect probably did not read growing up. And she really wanted to, she dedicated that whole project to him. And then I'm sure you've read recently, she has donated a slew of money to, I think it's Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. I may be wrong, but she's donated $1 million to speed up the vaccine trials and to get everybody healthy again. I mean, she is a giver, and there's something so wonderful about someone like that who not only has the gift of great music, but that she has the gift of philanthropy. And she's just, I feel like she's an angel who is walking among us. She had a great TV special the other night called A Holly Dolly Christmas, which I loved. Oh, Doug's holding up a story. It says Dolly Parton saved the life of a 9-year-old actor on the set of a new Christmas movie. Oh my God. Doug said Dolly pushed this kid out of the way of an oncoming vehicle. Well, you see, Dolly, I mean, Dolly is an angel. I mean, it just, that, I just love that. I mean, Dolly said, get out of the way, pushed the girl and saved a life. And she, by sending her money and by putting her heart into all of it, she's going to save lives. And I know her music has already. What I love about her, oh, now I'm going to get emotional. She loves the gays. She loves the drag queens. She loves everybody. She's an equal opportunity giver and a lover. And I am so happy to sing this next song. Speaking of country and Texas, this is really not within the normal wheelhouse of what I do, but this is a song that Dolly wrote in 1984. had a big hit with another Houston boy like me, a singer you may have heard of named Kenny Rogers, also sadly recently departed. But they were such a great team together. So I'm going to attempt this song. I'm going to get my Texas accent going here. I'm going to attempt this song and I'm going to sing it for you right now. A little bit of Dolly Parton. I'll be home with bells on. I'll be home with bells on. Trim the tree and wrap the presents, turn the Christmas music on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. I've traveled around this country, crossed the waters deep and wide, made lots of friends and memories, brought joy to others' lives. It's Christmas time again, another year has come and gone, and I can't keep from wondering how the old folks are at home. I'll be home at Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. Oh no, I'm singing the wrong lyric. I'll be home with bells on. That's the right lyric. I'll be home with bells on. Trim the tree and wrap the presents, turn the Christmas music on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. When the snow is on the meadow and the sleigh bells jingle bright, and the kids are singing jingle bells around the Christmas lights, Daddy stokes the fire and Mama puts the turkey on. There ain't nothing going to slow me down this Christmas. I'll be home. I'll be home with bells on. I'll be home with bells on. Trim the tree and wrap the presents, turn the Christmas music on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. Here we go. I'll be home with bells on. I'll be home with bells on. Trim the tree and wrap the presents, turn the Christmas music on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on. Yeehaw! That scared me a little bit. Well, I haven't sung something like that in a long, long time, but it sure feels good to do it. I hope you were clapping along. The reason I sang I'll Be Home for Christmas, because that's embedded in my memory. I guess you can guess what song is coming next. But before I sing it for you, I want to remind you that if you're able to contribute and tip to the evening, I've noticed as the show is going on, this piano needs to be tuned. I can hear it as I'm doing the show. So there are expenses to be incurred by doing the show. So if you're able to donate money through PayPal or Venmo, it's so greatly appreciated, and keeps us going on. Episode 30. Can you believe we've been doing this long? I'll drink to that. All right. Winding up, one more kind of melancholy song for you tonight that deals with Christmas present, but actually it's a very, very old song from 1943. This was written during World War II, and the first big recording of it was by Bing Crosby. And it's a song that I recorded in 1992 on an album on DRG Records called Cabaret Christmas. And I've always loved this song. It's great. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love, even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas. If only in my Please have snow and mistletoe and presents round the tree. Oh, Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas. If only in my dreams, if only in my dreams. Isn't that a great old song? I love it, and I love singing it every single year. Um, it was written by Kim Gannon, a guy named Kim Gannon. His name was James Kimball Gannon, and Walter Kent. Not household names at all, but I was looking it up today. Kim Gannon also wrote Autumn Nocturne, which is a song that I did a few years ago in my fall show at Birdland, and a song called Moonlight Cocktail, which I love. You know, couple of jiggers of moonlight. I don't know the words. And then Walter Kerr, who wrote the music, also wrote another great wartime classic called White Cliffs of Dover. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover, sung by the great Dame Vera Lynn. So that's your history lesson. Oh, but one more little bit of trivia. In December of 1965, when Gemini 7 was circumnavigating the Earth, Frank Borman and Jim Lovell were the astronauts on board, and they requested that the NASA ground crew play that song because it was in December and they were going to be back home by Christmas. So that's a nice bit of trivia from the 60s. Um, before I finish up tonight, thank you so much for joining me for Christmas Present. Next week, obviously, Christmas Future, but there's a lot of standards that I still have to do, so I'm not going to hold so hard and fast to that. If you have any ideas or requests, please write me via the Facebook Messenger app, and I will take all those under consideration. I want to mention a couple of things. First of all, I mentioned a couple times that I've been doing the shows, started a month of Tuesday nights at Birdland called Supper Club. And we had such a great time last Tuesday. And we're going to do 3 more, God willing, that everything stays cool and we're still able to get a few people into the clubs. This coming Tuesday, the 15th, and then the 22nd and the 29th. And Doug's going to put on the screen how you can make a reservation. Just go to birdlandjazz.com and make your reservation. And please do make a reservation because they do want to get a head count and, because it is such limited seating. So if you're in New York, if you're in the area and you want to come out and support live music, it was such a totally safe environment. There's shields, everyone's wearing masks. It's a very limited menu, but it's delightful and it's not crowded. It's not a big scene, but I've got my trio and we had a great time. So I hope that you'll join me for that. And then coming up a week from tomorrow night on December the 18th, online is going to be the 11th edition of A Swingin' Birdland Christmas presented virtually this year. And Doug, you're going to put that up for? Oh, it's up. That's great. So you can watch that with Clea and Jim and I. There's a way, if you want to join us before the show, you can buy a little VIP ticket. We're going to meet an hour before. We'll take your questions and talk to you then. But if you just want to watch the show, we're going to be chatting in real time and all of that. So if you can join us for the premiere on December 18th, that's a week from tomorrow, we're going to have a great time with Swingin' Birdland Christmas with Steve Doyle on bass, Daniel Glass on the drums, Clea, Jim, special guest Luke Hawkins tapping his heart out, our great friend, the brilliant sax man Dave Cause, and our super special guest Marilyn May. So I hope you'll join us for that. If you can't join us on the 18th, beginning on the 19th, you can buy a ticket and see it on demand for 30 days. So that's all up on the screen. It's events.broadwayworld.com. I think I probably screwed that up, but it's there for you to see. And also, I would please ask you that if you could go to my Billy Stritch YouTube channel and just subscribe to it, because slowly I'm trying to get the numbers up. I'm almost up to 500 subscribers, but I really would love to get it to 1,000. Well, of course I would, but that would be a wonderful Christmas present, holiday gift to me if you would just take a minute and just hit that subscribe button. And also all the shows will be downloaded. So tell your friends if they want to watch Billy's Place, you can send them there and then they can join us live on Thursday nights. So I'll see you in a week's time. Doug Major, thank you very much for producing and partnering so wonderfully with me. Oh, Doug says there's no charge for subscribing on YouTube, and you're not going to get lots of emails. The only thing that you will get is when we upload a show, which is maybe once a week, you'll get a notification. And if that's annoying, you can even turn that off on your phone. But there's nothing to buy. It's just the numbers help. In learning about the algorithms and the way all this stuff, the more numbers you get, the better it is. So I'm trying to play that game and also be artistic at the same time. So I'll see you next week, hopefully with a freshly tuned piano and an E flat that doesn't stick. Yeah, I noticed that this afternoon. It's like, the weather wreaks havoc. The minute it gets cold, everything just goes to hell. What can I say? There are a lot more things to be concerned about. If this is the least of my problems, then I'm cool. Anyway, I love you all. I'm going to close with another show tune from one of my favorite shows. I saw this show when I was 11 years old. My grandmother took me to see this in Houston, and my mind went, it was Ginger Rogers starring in Mame, and this is from that score. Have a great night. Haul out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking, I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles at the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder, need a little Christmas now. Need a little laughter, need a little singing, running through the rafter. Yeah, I need a little snappy, happy ever after. Need a little Christmas now. Good night, everybody. See you next week. Have a great week. Be careful, be safe. I love you.